Okay.
All right, we're
Are
rolling.
you we're rolling
Yeah, we're rolling.
like a doughboy. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to Couch on Fire. Episode 3. Dun, 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 dun.
Tres. Oh man.
Dude, so Alex, how you been, bud? How are
Uh,
things?
Working from home is a dream. I love this shit so much.
That is I talk about all the time. That is the dream. The work from home. It's just you don't you. It's great. You can control anything around you because it's your settings. If it's too hot, if it's too cold, you don't have to worry about assholes walking
Oh yeah, well,
by your desk, your cubicle, anything like that. So.
I did get an office at work as well, so I can just close the fucking door, vape, and listen to music to my heart's content.
Well,
yeah,
why do that when you can work from home?
right?
But that's cool. That's awesome. Sorry, I'm like covering up the mic. Sorry, people that are watching this. I'm walking around. I'm actually on vacation right now in Charleston, South Carolina. So
Yeah, how's that
I
going?
gotta try to find the internet. It's going good. You know, like it's. See, I'm weird. So growing up, I grew up with, a whole bunch of different people around me, but certain individuals that I grew up with, they loved the beach. So I would go to the beach with them all the time, and I guess I fell in love with the beach. I love the ocean. I love the sand. I love everything about it. But something happened about, I don't know, 11 years ago, maybe. Was it 11 years ago? It might have been 11
Are you
years
talking
ago.
about Hawaii?
No, this was after Hawaii.
Okay.
So I went swimming, real quick, small story. I went swimming in Loch Raven. It's a reservoir for people that don't know what that is. And me and 3 of my friends, Joe, Anthony, and Ryan, we were all went swimming. It was just a weird day, but making the story short, you get into the water, you swim across the reservoir, you climb a rock, and then you jump into the reservoir. It's just something that everyone's been doing for years. It's not a big deal.
Word.
Well, unfortunately, one of our friends, Anthony, who's a lifeguard, by the way, he drowned right in front of us. And it was just a horrific moment in life. And we had to go back the next day. And, we didn't have to go back. We wanted to go back to see because they didn't find the body that night. So the next day they found the body. And then I had to identify the body. So I had to see a dead friend. And it's just, I don't know. It's just, it hurts me because, it's just, that could have been me. In my life at that moment, I was a piece of shit. I was doing bad things. I was taking advantage of people. And that really just took me back and just let me sit down. So because of that moment, now when I'm on vacation at beaches and stuff, like I don't want to be at the beach. I don't want to go to the ocean. I kind of have like a fear. And it's crazy. So to answer your question,
that's really
it's
fucking
nice.
Intense, Rob.
I know. Well, I was thinking about this in the car when I was like, yeah, like I know we're going to record this, and there's so many things we could talk about. But one of the things that affects me in my life is some of the fears that I have, and this is a big fear of mine that I never really talked about. I never really talk about that moment when he died. So like, I have this fear of the ocean. I know it's not going to hurt me, or I'm an adult. I know how to swim, but it's kind of scary. It really is. I don't know. It just freaks me out thinking about it now.
I mean, it is legitimately scary, but like, have you talked to anybody about it? Like, how does it make you feel outside of afraid?
Like psychiatry, or have I talked to any psychiatrist or anything?
Yeah, have you talked to a head doc?
Nah. Well, like if you know me, for the people that do know me, I'm pretty happy. I love the people that are in my life. I choose the right people to be in my life, so that doesn't really bother me too much. I do what every other man kind of does, which is suppress everything, and maybe one day crack and kill it. No, I'm joking.
That's a raging stereotype, and I don't appreciate that kind of sexism, sir.
Sorry. Women can suppress their anger and kill people too.
More to my point is you were literally just talking about your emotions.
Yes.
So you kind of defeated your own joke there.
Yeah, I guess. I'm a horrible dad joker. But no, I mean, one of the things I wanted to ask you. Sorry for the win. I'm trying to get like,
Yeah, you are
one of
windy
the
as all shit.
is it better?
Yeah.
Win better now.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things I wanted to ask you was like, do you have fears? What are your fears? I mean, you have a fear of. I mean, especially now since you're a parent and all. Like, what is your fear? Because now that I'm a parent, besides that one fear I just told you, I have fears of everything. It's crazy.
Mine are still pretty like cosmic level stuff, plus or minus the flying stingers, and we've talked about how I'm phobic of bees and stuff. But
oh yes.
Like
yes, we have.
A wandering black hole could just swallow the Earth at any second. We'd have no idea, and we would just that'd be the end of it.
Yeah.
Okay, bye. Like that's the end of the Earth, and us with it, because we then have no atmosphere or anything. Because we'd all get spaghettified, and it's just it's a nasty mess. That's a possibility. That's a real thing. Gamma ray bursts. Basically, a star explodes in a super specific way, and it shoots two lasers of death out of what's effectively its North Pole and its South Pole, and it spins around, just blasting everything around it. We could get hit by one of those, and our ionosphere ignite, and we just die. And that's the end of it. It's that big macro stuff that I'm afraid of, that we have literally no control over. We could never have any control over that stuff. Ever.
I think what it seems like a lot of people that I've met that have fears, similar to yours, similar to mine. But one of the biggest fears is just the not having control of that. And I agree with you 100%. Like sometimes I'm, when I'm not on LSD and I'm walking around, I feel like, what happens if gravity just said fuck it? Like the world just started collapsing. What happens if something like weird started happening? And I hint, like it's just the fear of like not having control of the situation. Because like if there's a fire, you have control. You can kind of get yourself out. If there's yes. If there's an airplane, you probably fucked. But
well, that's the nature of the fear for a lot of people, is they have zero control over whether they crash and die. They're just rag dolls along for the ride at that point.
I think, I can't speak for you, but I one of the fears that has grown up on me recently is just that, like, what kind of world is my daughter going to be involved in? Like what, like you're saying. So, things are in the air right now. You got global warming, you got the way that our government is, you got so many different things happening. It's just like it's a fear that I can't control. I can control what's in front of her right now. I can control what school she goes to. I can control some of the people that are in her life. But in 15 years, can I really control all that? I don't know.
No, no, you can't. And you should not. You should already start like, and acknowledging that she's 3, so really light on that easing back, but like, just the slightest little ease off the throttle there, and start letting her control more things, so that when she grows up, she's a sentient, sapient adult who's capable of making good decisions for herself.
Yeah.
Well,
it's just first time parent. I don't really know. I've never been really around. You grew up with like 2 brothers. You had a younger brother. You kind of knew. I grew up, my friends were my family,
Yeah.
From my friends everywhere around. My friends' families were my families. Like, I love your parents. I mean, like, my friends' parents they mean everything to me as much as my friends. So I didn't really have like a little brother, even though technically I do. I just didn't really have a little brother growing up with me to look at that. So because of that, she's like my only infant that I'm around all the time. So I have fears all the time, and it freaks me out because like I have patience for it, but it's just, she's autistic. I'm scared. My wife and I, we went to the school recently, and it was for her to basically try out to make sure she is special enough. It's weird. Make sure she's special enough to get aid for her to go to school, and like I almost lost it just walking through the damn school.
She she's 3. Isn't
I
it
know.
a bit early to call that?
No, the down here in the South, they do this thing that's called pre-K for people with special needs. It's to get them acclimated with other children as soon as possible. It's pretty much just bam. Like
Oh,
you need
okay.
to start talking. You need
So
to
it's
start talking to other kids.
It's a sink or swim treatment for
Yeah.
autism. What the fuck?
Exactly. It's brutal.
Is that
It's-
good? Does that work?
I mean, it does because she's not socially retarded. She doesn't like shy. She doesn't punch any other kid. She doesn't really. Her thing is, it's like this is my world. It's cool that you want to be around me in my world, but don't fucking touch me, kind of thing. She just like,
I
she just has this mentality.
That still sounds like totally nominal child behavior. Like, don't fucking touch me, bro.
Yeah,
Like, nobody really wants to be
like
touched. Like, you want to touch your loved ones and you want to be touched by your loved ones because you love them. But anybody else, it's like, ew, what the fuck are you doing? Don't touch me. Yeah. Too close,
well,
man.
well, Markel, right? So he's like, what belt is he?
It's white,
karate?
blue. White, blue, and taekwondo. It's I think it's
Taekwondo.
I
Okay.
think it's a special program that they're doing at that particular studio. I'm not
Okay.
sure if that's like an officially recognized thing. I don't know. But I do know that the masters there are 7th and 6th or 6th and 5th Dan black belts, like worldwide.
Okay.
They're masters.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I don't know how high the scale goes, but they're internationally recognized masters, and that I can say for a fact. And they're headlining. It might not be their own program. It might be. I don't know. But he's a white blue in their studio. That's what I know.
So basically, you got like a Gracie, someone from the Gracie tree. You know, like the famous UFC fighter Roy Gracie from Brazil.
Yeah,
he's there training. like,
well, the masters did it's a school for kids. They do have some adult classes, but it's predominantly a kids dojo.
school for kids. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And they're really good at that aspect of it. They're fantastic. They've really helped a lot of Marco's negative behaviors because he had to repeat kindergarten this year.
Wow. Why was that?
Because he started so late last year, and everything else that was going on. Ari had just moved up here to Baltimore. We couldn't get him registered in time. There was a problem with the registration and getting the proof of address and all that for Baltimore County Public Schools to accept him. The whole thing was just this gigantic like run around, and it wasn't until like October 20th that he finally got registered last year. So
Damn.
yeah, so it affected his behavior by a lot, but it wasn't that bad. Like he was good, he was decent. It was his first time, so he's like, I don't know how to interact with any of this. But he was like just far enough behind to where if we put him through to first grade, he might have struggled the rest of his scholastic career, or we could have held on to him in kindergarten and said, no, let's get a firmer grasp on these concepts because we do academic kindergarten here for some dumb shit reason, get the firmer grasp on those academic concepts. Like, here, let's read and stuff, and get better at that so he's better prepared for the rest of his scholastic career. And we opted for holding him back to be safe, and that created some behavioral problems this year because he was like, he spent all summer with his biological dad. And that is a no rules scenario.
So he doesn't like. Well, we don't have to talk about it too much, but he doesn't really like have a lot of rules or anything, or he just kind of.
Yeah, and like Pablo's just not good at like discipline in that regard.
Okay.
It's definitely not a strong suit. Nothing against him, no ill will or anything. It's not something he's good at, and he's talked to us about it. Like, And we're like, we got you, man.
Well, maybe I mean, it all goes back to his background. Maybe he didn't really get a lot of discipline. I know you've got some discipline, so you understand the goods and bads of discipline and where the line is, and which is great. And I have too.
Well, Ari helped me dial my line way back. Like I was going hyper. Like let's get the rules hard, set in stone, rigid, and then we'll teach you how to break the rules. Like that was my mentality about it. But no, fuck that. That's a human being. They're going to be organic inherently. And Ari was like, slow down, and I slowed down, and everything started to pan out. So like the behaviors come full circle. Like he's doing great again. It's awesome.
Well, I agree with you 100% about holding him back. I was actually held back. I was born in 86. Technically, I should have graduated in 04. Mm-hmm. I graduated in 05, obviously with you. When I was in second grade, I lived with my mother in Cleveland, Ohio. I went to an all-black school, and I used to get beat up every day.
That's festive.
And then my mother took me out, and she just let me stay home. I didn't go to school. And then eventually my grandparents were like, nah, you're fucking up. Let me just take them. So my grandparents took me, and then I went through second grade again. They said I could have went into third grade. But instead they just said, you know what, just go in second grade. So that was my career. And just went from second grade. And then, I mean, it was good. I still struggled here or there just because like I didn't have that discipline at first. And then my grandparents were teaching me manners. Like I was rude, and but my grandparents were like, "No, you need to stop." They never hit me besides one time, and that was when I called my grandmother a bitch. My grandfather punched me, but at the time I was like, "Why would you do this?" But as an adult, I totally understand. I would have punched myself more than one time, but
oh yeah. But no, bollocks that. Like,
yeah,
get shit on, you little motherfucker. Boom.
Well, do you agree? I mean, child discipline. I wanted to ask you. Where do you stand?
Corporal...
I know this is this could be a big thing. I'm just okay. It's a quick thing.
Yeah.
Where do you stand?
So the teal deer is corporal punishment. Is absolute last case scenario. We have to try everything first, and like if nothing works to correct that behavior, then it's time for an ass whooping. And it's gonna
I agree 100%.
It is gonna be a big wild ass whooping.
Well, see, you have to. It's one of those things where like how I was raised was. It's just one of those things where you try everything you can, like you said, and then you just like a really nice hard ass woman, because then he'll realize, or she will realize, that okay, I don't want to compare my child to a dog, but if you had a dog and a dog kept shitting on your carpet and you just said, no, don't do that, but then one day you just decided to rub the dog's nose in the poop, smack its nose, and then is the time that it stopped doing it. It's because it knows there's pain involved for doing that. I'll never do it again.
Rob,
so
Rob, you just did that. I don't want to be an asshole.
Damn
but...
it! Damn it! People are gonna be like, "Is Rob really like this?" Yes, Rob is really like this. This is me. I don't care. Whatever. I'm
trying so hard not to geek so loud into the camera. I don't mean to be an asshole, but I'm gonna go ahead and be an asshole.
But I'm an asshole.
What is up with my camera lighting? That's good. And then it goes away. What the fuck?
Oh, hey, side note. I know I just wanted to update everyone that's listening right now. My keto diet is doing great.
Awesome. I was going to ask you. Thank you.
I'm 9 days in. Unfortunately, I've only lost like 4 pounds. And I talked to a guy at the Vitamin Shocks who was looking at some ketones and stuff like that, because I need to kind of introduce more ketones because I don't think my body is making enough. So he was telling me that honestly, some people it could take 3 to 4 weeks, but once it hits, it hits.
It's going to hit like a steamroller too.
Well, it's been gradually hitting me because there's like 8 really good steps for being in ketosis. Yeah. I don't want to talk about too much. Maybe one day I'll just do a whole podcast about what I know about the keto diet.
Okay.
But but real quick, I mean, it's I my appetite's smaller. I feel better than I did before. Last time I recorded, you probably noticed I was laying down. I was kind of like, ugh.
You're looking healthier.
Now I feel better. I'm also at the beach. The sun makes my eyes look good. But I do. I feel better. I don't crave carbs now. I do crave some sugar. I mean, you spend your whole life eating sugar. I mean, look at me. I am a fat guy. So
diabetes is caused somehow. I'm just saying.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't just wake up one day and, well, I guess you could wake up with diabetes. Like if you're born, I don't know that. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean that's possible. Technically.
Yeah. But no, I mean, like there's so many things out there that are sugar free that I mean, I think I might do a blog. I might write everything that I'm doing. I've been taking pictures of everything I'm eating out in public. Like I go to Chipotle, instead of getting rice, I just get double meat and get everything else that I normally get on it. Just no rice, because that's I mean, I'm just fucking shoving meat down my throat.
I'm gonna let you stand on that one. I'm gonna let you.
But no,
here's all this rope, Rob. Go ahead and hang yourself.
I've been hanging myself a lot today. But no, it's been going good. In case anybody wanted to know. So
you into choking then, Rob? Is that what I heard? That you're into choking?
I've done a lot of things in my life. I'm not proud of a lot of them. I did used to wear certain. Never mind. All right. This isn't
down the line. Down the line.
Listen. This is just a podcast. We just talk about everything. I'm not going to talk about my personal life and things that I used to do. And some of the girls I used to date know some of the things I used to do. It's kind of weird. So, but yeah. So I mean, that's kind of what I was talking about way before. I'm sorry, I got off track. I have ADHD, so I get off track all the time. So you need to put me back on track, Alex.
I have no idea what the track was.
I think we were talking about fears, and then it got into corporal punishment. About the kids beating the shit out of them.
I mean, yes, but there were some steps in between.
Well, when we were talking in the beginning, the fears, I just feel like, I have a lot of fears, but I just got to overcome them. It's just it's mentally in my head. I've been, I just want to be strong for my daughter who is autistic, and I will release fears from, sheltering her from the world, because I know the world's a fucking asshole, because I'm an asshole. And I mean, I like your mentality on things. I see the way you raise your son. It's nice.
You got to let go of a lot of shit. Like, there's a lot of shit that just doesn't matter. And if you can't control it, the hell are you going to do anyway? Like, you literally can't control it. Just fucking stop worrying about it.
Yeah. I do have something I've been getting better at. One of my fears is road rage. I have this fear that I'm going to probably get out of my car and kill someone. These fucking people.
That's
I say that because
terrifying.
there's a car over there that just, I get so angry in the car. It just kind of reminded me of that fear. It's a fear that turns into anger. I don't know. It's one of those things where, like,
yes,
I get so angry, or maybe let's rewind this. It's both. Yes, I get so angry at the people, like, sometimes, and I don't mean to be, but I just don't think I black out. But then to me, it's like a fear that I could die, I could lose control of the car, I could do all these things. It's like I just don't realize it until the end of my anger. So
yeah, so there's a lot of factors piling into that. If you don't mind me breaking that down a little bit here.
Oh, you break it down.
Okay.
You want a piece of cardboard?
I don't need to break it down that bad. I'm not.
Dad. Dad jokes.
I'm not a Nintendo Labo. I don't need no cardboard.
Got him.
That
fucking thing.
Not Spawn. Hashtag not Spawn. So the whole dehumanization aspect, like the people in the other cars, because their face is kind of concealed, but there's a person in there, but that's abstract. It's not a person yet because you're not interacting with them face to face. So that abstract idea of a person is not the same thing as a person in anyone's mind. This is human psychology, and so that layer of separation allows you to get angrier than you would be in nearly any other commensurate situation should the same stimulus occur. So that's what triggers a lot of people's road rage. But combine that with the fact that you're literally just driving a bullet down the road at 60 miles an hour, which is enough to collapse every organ in your body if you come to a sharp, abrupt stop and do not move.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have a full nullification of all your momentum going 60 miles an hour, your everything could stop because it would squish and be no more. So that's a pretty valid fear, and that's just at 60. Like that's a normal. Look at me. I'm the unprofessional guy this time, getting notifications during the podcast. And not just that, but the door crept open. The dogs are wandering around. This is a mess.
Oh my gosh,
it's a mess.
No,
I don't know what I'm doing anymore, Rap.
You know, I'm outside of the fucking wind tunnel. Okay, so you're telling me
this really is the vacation podcast.
Don't worry, I'll be back for the next one in my regular scheduled seat.
Okay. That's awesome, but this is working.
Hey, if it works, it's good.
Yeah.
So, but no, I agree with you with the fears and stuff. Like the fact that I have, like, sometimes, you know, I'm gonna tell you something. Yeah, I don't want anybody to judge me, but sometimes
break it down
when I'm driving a car. Sometimes when I'm driving a car, I'll get real close. Sometimes when I'm driving a car, I just think, like, man, you know, I could just drive on the sidewalk and just eliminate 25 people right now.
This is the fucking incel rebellion incarnate.
But then I come back to life and realize, oh, it's okay. I wouldn't do that. I mean, you know, so it's just
everybody has those flashes. Everyone does. They might not realize that they have those flashes because they get suppressed too early on in the thought process. But everybody has those flashes of, like, just awful, abhorrent behavior. The trick is, as long as you don't engage in that behavior, you're good.
Well, see, like, I don't know if I have the balls to ever do that, but then again, it's a fear of mine that, you know, I just hope, going back to the beginning of what we were talking about, me compressing a lot of my shit, I just hope one day some other parent, you know, child hits my daughter and I just lose it and I fucking snap that person's neck. That's a legitimate fear I have sometimes. So, you know, it's just a bottled up rage.
There's a whole legal precedent based on that idea, and it's the crime of passion.
Yeah. So I won't do it. Don't worry, Alex. I'll be here. I promise.
I mean, also, good luck.
Well, you know what? How about this? If I ever do it, if I ever think about killing, you know, I don't know why we're talking about this.
Because it's stuff we're afraid of. Like, we can be afraid of ourselves as much as we're afraid of our environment. That's a thing.
Oh, I am. I'm afraid. Yeah. Dude, I'm afraid. How about this? Every day I wake up, there's probably like 25 things I'm afraid of, but I still do my job. I still provide for my family. I still take care of my daughter, care of my wife, because I know that even though I'm afraid of half these things, I know it is what it is. I use that fear of everything to motivate me to get off my fat ass and go cut meat, because, you know, that's what I do.
Yeah. By the way, can you hook me up with some venison, buddy?
Venison? Ooh. You damn right I can hook you up with some venison.
Fucking sweet. Sweet. You know what the weird thing is? Marco's been the one asking for it.
Really?
He's
Venison.
like, yeah, he's like, dude, I want to try deer. Daddy, get me some deer. I want to try deer.
Dude, I got ground.
Ground
Next
is
time
fine.
I'm up in Maryland, I come up in Maryland, we'll go to the Harris Teeter. It's in downtown. It's near Fells Point. They have ground bison, elk. They cut venison and they cut lamb. They should, at least, because my store does. So
Can I get a cut of bison as well? Jesus Christ.
whoa, what was that?
My phone
What the future
exploded.
saying?
There, god damn. Sorry about that.
Yeah, definitely. I can get you some bison.
Sweet.
Now, bison's going to be ground. That's the only way we have it.
Oh, that sucks.
So
Well, still,
It's okay.
bison.
bison burgers are fucking amazing.
I'm a big fan of bison. For
I
anyone
mean,
that
yeah, one of the things about
it is super
go
lean.
on. Yeah, one of the things about the keto diet is they don't want me. They want nothing but grass fed stuff. That's what like the goal
That's
is.
the
Grass
ideal,
fed meat.
yeah.
They want. Yeah, that's the ideal. But they want stuff with more fat. So like instead of the 80-20 chuck that people get in their burgers, they want me to have like a 73. You know, like
It tastes so
they
much
want me to
better
have
that way.
more fat.
Dude, it tastes so
More
much
fat
fucking better
content.
that way.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, I'll tell you this. Here's a trick. If you make bison burgers, mix it with ground beef because the bison burger is so gamey and lean. You want a little bit more fat contact. I went through a whole training on how to cook stuff because that's part of my job. So I don't cook, but it is part of my job.
Wasn't just
Huh?
me. Wasn't just me.
Yep,
I
it
don't feel
was me.
bad. Woo! Woo!
Oh man, I'm going out to dinner after this. My family's looking.
And also,
Losers.
we should go get some dinner because that's a wrap.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
Well, you guys have a
perfect
great
time.
night.
You as well, Rob. And that is the Couch on Fire podcast. Talk about meats and fears.
Wish I had a lighter. Wish I had a lighter. And beating your children. Remember?